Hi guys, welcome to DINSTAR webinar. We are so glad to see you here. I'm Johnny from DINSTAR sales team and my colleague James from marketing team is with me today. I will introduce you DINSTAR and our products, and James will present the use cases to you. If you have any questions during our presentation, you can text us. Our support team is also here to answer your questions. Now, let's start. About us. We Shenzhen DINSTAR company was founded in 2011. Focused on developing, manufacturing, and marketing of IP communication products and solutions. Now, we have more than 200 employees. Our specialists come from top-ranked global telecommunication enterprises who have dedicated themselves to VoIP, unified communication, and wireless mobile network for more than 18 years. We have #1 market share of VoIP gateways in China. We are a listed company in China NEEQ stock market. Our stock code is 870319. Our core team established in 2002. In 2011, DINSTAR established. We became a listed company in 2016, and we moved to new office in 2020, located in Liuxiandong headquarters based in Shenzhen. Here are some photos of our team. Our awards and certificates. We are a China national high-tech enterprise, and our company is ISO 9001 certified. We have got many invention patents and software copyrights. All our products are CE, FCC, and CCC certified. Our partners and customers. Our turnover is more than $20 million. We serve more than 100,000 of customers from more than 100 countries all over the world. Until now, we have sold out around 10 million lines devices. In China, our customers covers Huawei, ZTE, internet giants Alibaba, Tencent, Jingdong, and industrial leaders in utility, banks, insurance, education, transportation, manufacturing. In global market, we have won a lot of projects of telecom operators, such as Jio from India, True from Thailand, Movistar from Peru, Rostelecom from Russia. Here are some of our channel partners around the world. Most of them are leading VAD in local market. All our products are compatible with leading platforms, including Cisco, Avaya, 3CX, BroadSoft, FreeSwitch-based IPPBX, and UC. Why choose DINSTAR? Okay. Firstly, we are a professional team with 18 years experience in VoIP field. Secondly, we can support you one-stop shopping because we can provide integrated products line, including IP phones, analog gateways, digital gateways, wireless gateways, SBC, IPPBX. Thirdly, all our products have broad compatibility. And last, we have a professional technical support team who can ensure fast response to technical services. Our products. DINSTAR has 6 main product lines. Let me introduce one by one. IP phone for enterprise. IP phones are definitely the most popular SIP endpoints and has the highest shipment volume. We provide a full series IP phones from entry level to high end with high definition voice quality, PoE, easy deployment and management, and broad compatibility. Our high-end business SIP phone, C66G and C66GP, support 6 SIP lines, HD voice, 4.3-inch graphical LCD, PoE optional, and dual-port gigabit Ethernet. High-end business phone, SIP phone C64G and C64GP, support 4 SIP lines, HD voice, 3.5-inch graphical LCD, PoE optional, dual-port gigabit Ethernet. SIP phone for SME market, C60G3G, C63GP, support 3 SIP lines, HD voice, 2.8-inch graphical LCD, PoE optional, dual-port gigabit Ethernet. Entry-level IP phone, C62G and C62GP, support 2 SIP lines, HD voice, 2.4-inch graphical LCD, PoE optional, and dual-port gigabit Ethernet. Entry-level IP phone, C61S, C61SP, support 2 SIP lines, HD voice, 2.3-inch LCD, PoE optional, and dual-port 100 megabits Ethernet. Entry-level IP phone, our most cost-effective model, C60S, C60SP, C60L, support 2 SIP lines, HD voice, 2.3-inch LCD, PoE optional, and dual-port and single-port 100 megabits Ethernet optional. Now, time for James to introduce main use cases for IP phones to you. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you for coming. I'm James Zhou from DINSTAR. I will introduce some user case for the IP phone here. And we know that most of the SIP phone have to register to the IPPBX. Here we can see this is our SIP phone. Here is a very common diagram you used in the IP communication, for example, IPPBX, all the UC solution or SIP-based server. All works like this. Here we have a SIP phone and registered to the IPPX. Some maybe the Android application or Apple on the Apple and can register the soft phone to PBX. So the soft phone can call our physical SIP phone here. And of course, we will later introduce FS gateway. It is gateway then connect to the traditional phone system. After then, our IP phone will be called off to the IPBX and to the PSD line. So beside our DINSTAR IPBX, our SIP phone also can work with most of the open standard SIP IPPBX. Other brand like the PCX or IPPBX or other brand. even the open source project. One of the user case for the IP phone solution is, for example, here we have a headquarter, in headquarter we install IPPBX, and maybe have a few branch office here, and maybe in different locations, different place. So we can connect to branch office with headquarter by the VPN. Under the different location, you can set a lot of the extension here. Then branch office set the extension, and the extension can call other extension from different location, even they can call to the headquarter. So there is no any extra, physical device to implement, and it's very costly per solution here. Of course, our cell can call from the branch office and through the PSTN line to go to the local telecom provider. Nowadays, everything is moved to the cloud base. So a lot of the SIP, IPPBX or UC solution or some other, IP communication move to the cloud-based system. And our system, our IP phone and the system also can be implemented in such case. For example, like some distributor or some integrator, install the IPPBX in the cloud. For example, like Google or Amazon or Alibaba cloud-based system, and you can put the IP phone in your office in some other branch or some location, and just power on, and enter the password, username, IP address to the cloud. So the different location can call each other. Of course, the SIP phone also can call by SIP talk, and the SIP talk can make a coming call and forward to your different location with the PBX. Another solution is like some service provider or data center, implement your PBX in the data center and put the different company here, and this set the different SIP account for the company A, maybe company B. This is a multi-tenant solution in the model. Here is the diagram for the hotel system. Normally in the hotel system, there is a phone system, if the IPPBX then can integrate with the hotel PMS system, and they integrate to check the customer, customer information balance. And under the hotel, maybe have a different floor. Each floor and got a lot of the guest room. Each guest room maybe can set up an IP phone, and the IP phone will be registered to the IPPBX, and the IPPX will allow the outside people calling or to the hotel, and maybe the guest room, or maybe the check-in or check-out. The reception here also can make call by IVR or by some the PBX features. Sometimes, the PBX also can set a wake-up call service. For example, like customers, guests maybe have to set a schedule for maybe in the morning, maybe early morning, want to wake up and go to airport, go to some place. You can set the system, maybe call service, of course, wake-up call. Then at time, then the call will be automatically ring up. The guest can go out or maybe check out. So this is a very good solution. And the other one is for the IP-based intercom or paging system. Paging system is something like in the service center or some application, IPPBX, something like the intercom system. Then can set sub feature, for example, here in the diagram. Then the system can send the voice broadcasting for all the extension here. For example, here maybe you can have a speaker, then can support the SAFE, or maybe our IP phone, or maybe other radio phone or third-party phones. All things can work together. the customer or terminals can receive the voice broadcasting. Okay, back to Journey. Thank you.
Analog VoIP gateway. Analog VoIP gateways are a cost-effective solution for businesses who want to connect their legacy phone system infrastructure to a VoIP network. We have the most complete analog VoIP gateway lines, including not only 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 24, 32 ports FXS gateways for enterprises, which other vendors usually offer, but also high-density 48 and 72 ports in 1U size, and the unique 128 ports in 3U size for service providers, call centers, schools, hotels, and other environments. This is what I've mentioned, our high-density gateway DAG3000. Its modular design, 8 ports per board, support up to 16 ports and 128 ports, with redundant power supplies to ensure high availability. This is our high-end 32 ports gateway with redundant power supplies, also modular design. 8 ports per board, support up to 4 boards and 32 ports. Also, our best-selling 32 ports FXS gate module is with single power supply, RJ21 and RJ11 interface. This is our new 4-port FXS gateway with gigabit Ethernet ports and SFP fiber interface as an option. Can easily connect to fiber network. We believe more and more telecom operators may need this during they build their 5th-generation fixed network infrastructure and bring fiber everywhere.
Thank you for joining. Just now, Johnny introduced the kind of our analog gateways and different models, and those models can cover from small size, medium size, even large size use case. Here we can see the very basic user case for analog gateway, USB analog gateway. Basically, in theory, the analog gateway can be divided into 2 kind of the interface. One is FXN, another one is FXO. And VoIP gateway must work with IPPBX and provide the full feature for the service center or the phone system. And the VoIP gateway for FXO, maybe FXO can provide the testing, the connection from provider, and the FXS can connect to the physical phones like traditional phone, which may be very cheaper price and got the extension here. And here we got a lot of the user case for the VoIP gateway combined with PBX or some SIP-based solution can provide the enterprise level for the phone system for manufacturing and for government, the phone system, maybe the hotels now I introduced before, and then banking system for support like the supporting center or IVRs and hotline, maybe public service center or community for community service, and law firm they can provide the in law firm that the company that provide the a consultant service for the clients, and even for school or education purpose. Our analog gateway combined with or integrate with IPPBX. The IPPBX here, for example, here is IP-based without any physical PSTN interface. You can use our IPPBX FXO gateway connect the IPPX by SIP trunk, and the FXO can connect to the PSTN cable. Here we see the very basic or very topic diagram here. Maybe in some company and you have maybe technical support or maybe management or HR department or sales department or accounting department. Under this department, you have, for example, some extensions. It starts for the cell phone or IP phone here, and maybe other department can install our FX gateway to support the traditional extension, traditional phone. Because here we know that normally in the market, the traditional phone is much cheaper than IP phone. So in the market, and lot of the users use the IP, and traditional phone to make an extension. After connection, all the PBX will be done, and the traditional phone can call off. But IPPBX and through the FXO gateway, they make outgoing call, and even the IP phone can to call through the PBX to your FXS here. Of course, in some situation you need, for example, like a fax machine, and you still can support the fax by FXS. Here we can use for example, another FXS port connect to your fax machine. And sometimes, in particular case, for example, like if you have FXO interface in legacy system, you can use FXS connect to your FXO traditional phone system and got the extension or support more maybe the features if you want. Well, the user case for the FXO is for the failover or backup for SIP trunk or IMS trunk. Sometimes, due to the network problem or maybe some network issues, for example, your PBX if only connect to the SIP trunk. In such case, if the SIP trunk down already, you cannot make outgoing call, incoming call already. So you can use our VIP gateway FXO, connect the local telecom provider, and put the PSTN line here. Once this one down, in case the SIP trunk fail, your PBX still can, for example, here from the SIP extension still can call to the PSTN line. So it's a very solid, very safe implementation for the SIP backup.
Digital VoIP gateway. Digital VoIP gateways allow you to convert voice media between PRI or SS7 connections and VoIP connections. For digital VoIP gateways, we are the best vendor in China market, offer a complete product line, and take the biggest market share in China. We provide choices not just for SMB and enterprises, but also for service providers, call centers, and carriers with high availability and stability. MTG 200 is a desktop-sized media gateway for enterprises with 1, 2, 4 ports E1 or T1. It supports upgrade by adding license remotely. Supports ISDN PRI, SS7, and R2 signaling. MTG 1000 is also for enterprises. It is 1U design and with redundant power supplies. Other features are the same as MTG 200. MTG 2000 is a carrier-grade media gateway. Support up to 20 ports E1 or T1s and 600 concurrent calls. It is modular design with hot swappable E1 boards and redundant power supplies. Support both ISDN PRI and SS7. We have abundant experience on the interconnection of SS7. MTG 2000B is similar with MTG 2000. The difference is it's equipped with redundant mainboard to increase its high availability, and it supports up to 16 ports E1 or T1s. MTG 3000 is a high capacity and high performance carrier grade digital VoIP gateway, supports up to 63 E1 ports, 1,890 concurrent calls, equipped with STM1 interfaces, redundant mainboard, and redundant power supplies. MTG 5000 is a high capacity and high performance carrier grade digital VoIP gateway, supports up to 64 E1s, 1,920 concurrent calls, equipped with RJ48C interfaces, modular design, redundant mainboard, and redundant power supplies.
Okay, and here just now we talk about the IP phone and analog gateway, and nowadays the digital gateway is still available in market, and it also provides the very solid and very stable call voice quality. But in some situation, besides the customer use FXO and for the small size, maybe the interface connection, and the customer still need the maybe medium size or large size the connection to provide the more service or concurrent call here. Here is example for our digital gateway to connect to the IPPBX and connect to the, for example, also can connect to the taxi system. And in some situation, if MTG will connect to IPPBX, in some company also require the fax or maybe the virtual fax, but now the virtual fax is very sufficient to support the fax machine or fax format data files. The customer can, service provider then send the fax and MTG then forward the PBX. Here got the virtual fax and can receive the fax. Then later maybe you can print out by printer, or even you have some application can send paper or fax in soft format and after forward to IPPX and MTG and go out. And sometimes in the market there are still a lot of the device or brim or big server in the market. Then for example like Huawei, Avaya, Panasonic, even the Cisco, got a lot of the E1 port, T1 port. It's a very big device. Those legacy systems still can work, but it's hard to implement with IP-based solution. So you can use our MTG connect to our E1 port, T1 port, and configure the CPU on that. Then you can extend the features extension maybe used before, so you can utilize the resource and save your cost. MTG, like just now we mentioned, MTG or digital gateway still can be a safe backup, and still can make if in this case, for example, here if your IPPX connect to the service provider, if the SIP network down or IP network down, you can make outgoing call by MTG. Those cases are very common in the market because nowadays the MTG, if you integrate the E1 or T1 gateway, your PBX maybe should be bigger one, for example, like 100 or 200, maybe even the 500 extension or users. You cannot be allowed your system down, cannot go make outgoing call. This is a very risky solution. So you can put the MTG as a backup. If your SIP trunk down, you still can make outgoing call in time to call. And the other features, you can utilize the DIV, for example. You can combine the, normally in the E1 or T1 offer, the service provider offer the DID numbers. You can combine your DID number with PBX and forward to your particular extensions. This is very useful for the stick extensions, because the MTG or our E1 T1 gateway offer the can support a lot of channels, a lot of E1, even the largest one, for example, like 34 port. This can support more concurrent port. You can also offer DID numbers, combine your certain PBX extensions. So the feature is very good. Then outside people can directly call to your phone number, internal phone number. Normally, just now I said before, if your customer, for example, want to install the PBX with the E1, there maybe the medium size or large size the organization, and the support 100 over 100, 200, or maybe 1,000 extension or users. So maybe the end user, maybe is set up in different block or different location. Here we can see that in the university or schools, just for an example, here the telecom provider connect to our E1 T1, then forward to IPPBX. Under the IPPBX, you can say connect to the IPPBX by safe trunk or physical line, and connect to our maybe students, dormitory building or blocks, maybe the management, or maybe the academic or sports center, research center. All the staff in the blocks can have extension, so the extension can call each other. And here we can see that because E1 T1 can got a lot of ports, you can support a lot of concurrent port here. And by set the IPPX, I think can provide more features. If you use the MTG or digital gateway, then normally you can support the hotline or service center or call center. For example, here we can see that by combining our MTG and PBX, you can set up the call center solution, and under the cancer call center, you can set the call queue or call agent. This call agent can pick up the call depends on VIP or not VIP users, incoming call, maybe based on some criteria. And sometimes for the community service or some hotline service, outside people can make incoming call support and consult or get help for certain issue or certain problems. You can set the IVR and play back to some voice call and ask the user you put something and forward to different location or different agent. It's very useful for the service center. And nowadays the AI is very popular now. If you can save the labor costs and just face the customer, make an incoming call, then face the AI solution, then you can forward different service, different features. This is very useful for the media size or larger size current call situation.
GSM VoIP gateway. A VoIP GSM gateway bridges voice communications between mobile and IP networks seamlessly. It consists of a GSM or LTE module and VoIP inside. With a SIM card installed, the GSM or LTE module registers to the mobile network for voice and SMS services. DINSTAR GSM VoIP gateway comes with various models of 1, 4, 8, 16, and 32 channels. We are #1 GSM VoIP gateway supplier to the overseas market from China and selling more than 12,000 channels per month now. This is our 4 and 8 channels gateway. Support voice, SMS, and USSD. SMS API is available. This is 16 ports gateway. Modular design, user board, hot, swappable. This is 32 ports, our best seller. Support GSM 2G, WCDMA 3G, and LTE 4G with a LCD display for IP address and rich software features like flexible routing, callback, auto CLIP. This is 64 ports GSM gateway. Now for GSM only, 4G LTE is not available on this model yet. For multi-SIM VoIP gateways, we have two models, 16 ports with 64 SIM slots and 32 ports with 128 SIM slots. Can realize the simple SIM allocation. SIM bank and SIM cloud is remote and centralized SIMs management system to work with our GSM or 4G LTE VoIP gateways.
Okay, I'm back. Just now the Johnny mentioned about the GSM gateway or 3G, 4G gateway, and it's a very unique feature for the SIM trunk and gateway, the market. And compared to analog gateway or digital gateway, unlike the analog or digital gateway, you have to, ask the service provider or telecom, to install some device or put some cable here and connect your company, PBX. But the GSM gateway or 3G, 4G gateway is very unique feature. You just now you buy the same card and insert your using 2000 here, for example, and our device will automatically detect the system and make it available. And after that, you use the SIM trunk connect our IPPBX. So it's purely IP-based system. And this part is same as before. Then you have a IP phone and video phone even, and your FFS can connect our traditional phone. After that, your phone IP phone can make outgoing call, and our usage will be gateway by the same card, and then connect to your 3G or 4G network, even LTE. So it's a very unique and very good solution for the mobility. In case you maybe later you move your total IPPBX, you don't need to ask the service provider to change something. You just bring out and move to new place. Then still can make calls. Another feature is LCR. LCR is like low cost, least cost in the call. Something like you can use the cheapest call route to make outgoing call. In this example here, we have, for example, we have 2 service provider or 3, maybe 4, depends your market or your country. And here we can say you have a service provider 1 and a service provider 2. Normally, in the market, there are two service providers who want to, got the market share. You have a very competitive the service package. Maybe in terms of number of the SMS, number of the volume, for example, data access, or maybe the call durations. Maybe the call cost may be lower. I don't know. And here, for example, if you want you insert the 2 card here, and in the PBX you can set maybe send in certain time. If, for example, your service provider to offer the more cheaper call service, you can use your phone and make outgoing call and follow this thing, service provider 2 and call to mobile user or other user. So it's very easy to set up, and you can utilize the service provider some privilege or promotions. So you can also save the cost. Sometimes in some environment is very useful, and you can share some resource, the company resource. Here, for example, we use in our UC 2000 and connect to the different PBX. Here, you'll notice we can insert the SIM card 1, and you also can insert SIM card 2 in different in one device. Here, you can set the SIM card 1 and set the SIM trunk for the IPPBX 1 and the other SIM trunk for IPPBX 2. And if you want to make outgoing call, then IPPBX will, for example, IPPBX 2 will follow the SIM card 1 and make outgoing call. If the other PBX also want to make outgoing call, then you can follow you call to the SIM card 2 and the SIM card mobile number. Some user case for like the remote office or working place or some shared space or technology park. Got a lot of the company or small company, maybe startup company, also can got some extension in workplace and put the phone number here. Then you can share the one device with different PBX, so can save in cost and much easier to maintain the whole solution. Okay, I'm back to Johnny. Continue our SBC.
Session Border Controller. The SBC acts as a sophisticated voice firewall, manages media, and can mitigate interoperability issues, protect your IP telephony system. We have 3 models. SMB SBC 300 support 5 to 50 SIP sessions, up to 50 transcoding calls. Enterprise SBC 1000 support 50 to 500 SIP sessions, up to 200 transcoding calls. Carrier grade SBC 3000 support 500 to 2000 SIP sessions, up to 1200 transcoding calls. We are going to release a software SBC in Q4, support up to 10,000 SIP sessions and 5,000 transcoding.
Okay, just now we introduced a lot of the very common device or gateway in the market. Let me introduce the SBC. SBC actually is quite unique, quite not very new, but because the SIG-based system more and more come out, so we have to use the SBC as a SIG firewall. In common, it should be SIG firewall, SIG firewall. Sorry. Here, let's see, we can have some diagram here. This very basic diagram, you can see that the SBC normally locate or set up at your enterprise network. Here we got maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 or 4 WAN port. You got the LAN port, LAN interface. By WAN port, you can use the public connect to the public internet or ITSP, and the LAN port can connect to your IPPBX facing your enterprise network. So after that, you maybe all connect to your SIP trunk or IMS SIP trunk here. So it's in this diagram, you can see outside the people, outside some users cannot see your IPPX, only see the SBC, SBC border. So it's very basic topology environment. So your PBX will be safer and no risk. SBC can be implemented in 2 of the user case. Here, for example, here is you can connect to your SIP trunk. For example, you can many SIP trunk you offer, as long as the SIP trunk come in, you can put the SBC and connect to SIP trunk, and in your internal network or enterprise network, you use the PBX forward the SBC trunk to PBX, and under the PBX environment, you set a lot of the maybe the core feature, the ring group, core cube, or fax, IP, or other application, even integrate with third-party software or CRM. And the other use case is for remote work. And nowadays, a lot of the people work at home and outside your network. So if the remote network worker want to, or employee want to, for example, use the PBX or utilize your PBX features, the remote worker have to register to the SBC and after then the PBX. So remote worker have maybe workers have some extensions or save IP phones. You can use the IP phone, then call the different IP for different apartment. So it's like work as an internal network. Without the SBC phone, you can imagine that we assume you don't have a SBC, your PBX have to move up to the public network. So your network will be exposed to public. So will come out the network, the issues, security, or all the issues will come out. Besides the network security, SBC can also offer the transcoding. Here, for example, normally SIP trunk offer some different, sometimes offer different codecs due to the bandwidth problem or want to save the bandwidth. The SBC can support the many or large transcoding session. Here, for example, SIP trunk 1 use one codex, other one is another codex. Then after transcoding, IPPBX can support all the standard transcoding. If without transcoding, your PBX have to transcode the different codecs. So the workload will be higher, and your IPPBX will be take more pressure or take the more resource. Some service provider, offer the, hosting, PBX hosting, or UC6 hosting, or phone system hosting. In terms like maybe the set data center. Here we have a lot of company like a multi-tenant solution provider. And under the data center network, you can put SBC here. And the SBC can connect to different service providers, different trunks here. And your PBX user also can register to the SBC and with your IPPBX phone system. So without the SBC, a lot of the issue will be coming, and you will be lost control for security.
SME IPPBX. An IPPBX is a phone system that operates over the IP network, which is different to traditional analog phone lines. Compared to traditional landlines, IPPBX cost less and provide better quality. Plus, they are capable of providing advanced features like mobility, core routing, conferencing, and more. DINSTAR UC IPPBX are all-in-one converged communication system for small and mid-sized offices. With built-in analog phone interfaces, CO line interfaces, E1 or T1 line interfaces, SIP trunks, and SIP extensions, UC IPPBX connects well with traditional and converged voice networks and terminals. UC120 support up to 60 CP extensions and 15 concurrent cores. The hardware is one port LTE or GSM with one port FXS and one port FXO. UC200 is a bigger IPPBX with 500 SIP extensions and 30 concurrent cores, with all basic IPPBX features. UC350 is an IPPBX, support up to 1,000 SIP extensions and 200 concurrent cores. Its modular design, allowing to customize FXS, FXO, or E1, T1, ISDN-PRI, or SS7 in one box. UC1500 and UC2500. They are highly customizable IPPBX appliances designed based on x86 platform, enable you to install your own software like software of IPPBX, business phone system, unified communications, call center. You can also choose DINSTAR software as well. They are perfect for IPPBX software developers, service providers, and system integrators who are providing solutions to industry verticals such as finance, government, transportation, education, utility, and public security.
Okay. Actually, we introduced all our gateway already in SBC. Here we will introduce our total solution, all-in-one solution for our distributor or our channel here. And with our SMB PBX, and since we launched a lot of the models, it can cover from the small size, medium sized company, and from the phone system. So with our PBX, we also build in the FXO, FSS already, and it depends what for example, what your model you ordered, or maybe. And in our system, you can see the diagram like before, and have, for example, different group, different department. You can set the extensions, make incoming call, going call. Besides this, our PBX built some very popular feature, very basic feature already. It's very simple use for the some industry or some sector, for example, like the lawyer firm or schools maybe, and retail store. All things we offer the IVR, call queue, or call record, call routing. Maybe they call forward to email, such things, and it's possible also can in future maybe we integrate with CRM systems. So it's very complete and very rich features for the small sized company. And if want to, for example, want to got extension, want to extend your extension or interface beside our default interface FXO, FX or E1 already, you can also extend your features, your interface by connect to our real IP gateway, E1 or T1 gateway, and the external device support the SIP trunks. So it's a very perfect and very perfect solution for the small size and medium size the PBX phone system. Of course, we not only provide the all-in-one solution, we also provide some high density or the very large one solution, for example, like UC 1015, and it is a customizable solution, and also equip the lot of the features and the power supply. And you can support the call center solution or some integrator. Even can install like PBX, open source PBX, third-party PBX in the system. So the integrator or service or reseller, you don't need to buy any external device. All-in-one device is there already. So just install your software and make incoming call, outgoing call. That's all. You don't need any extra service or maintain. So it's a very good solution for the third-party software integrator. We will come to you to test or maybe to go there, maybe ask the question for this.
Okay, thank you so much, James. So let me now introduce our last product, DINSTAR Network Management System. DINSTAR NMS is a centralized management system to provision, manage, monitor, and troubleshoot DINSTAR products, including device management, device configuration, firmware upgrades, device monitoring, intelligent alarm, and statistical analysis. Okay, thank you for attending to our webinar. So if you have any more questions, you may email to the sales. Yeah, we will answer you one by one. Thanks again, everybody. Have a nice day and see you next time.